Hello, my Librans. Welcome to Timsy Naked Tarot, or welcome back if you are a regular viewer. Today we are doing a old and new read. What is an old and new read? I hear you say basically the cycle which is ending currently in your life and the cycle which is beginning in your life. Now, you may not be at an end or beginning of a cycle. You might be in the middle of a cycle, which means this might not resonate with you because it is a general read. Okay, but if it does resonate with you, that is fantastic. If it doesn't, as I said, you might just be in the middle of the cycle, or perhaps you're also working from a different aspect of your birth chart, not your sun, moon, or rising, and maybe you need to watch the All Signs overview or watch it again if you haven't, or if you've already watched it, and see if anything else resonates with you. There will be a link left in the description for that. Now, you had the uh you had the Four of Cups in the All Signs overview, which is wanting something else. You're not quite satisfied with what you got. You realise there's something missing. Now, the way that works with an old and new cycle is either you realise that there's something missing, and that's the new cycle starting, where you start pursuing that something new, or you are not satisfied with what you've got, which is the old cycle coming to the end. Okay, let's see what goes with it. We have got a Five of Wands, so there is some form of conflict about it, and a Five of Cups. Okay, which is loss and sorrow. I'm going to say both of them is the middle ground. Okay, it's the Four of Cups could be working on both cycles. Yeah, you've realised something's missing, and that's disappointed you, and now you're pursuing it in the future, but it's leaving you conflicted with leaving behind what you had, and you feel you're going to be missing what you had. It's, I don't know. Imagine you're in a position at work and you are not satisfied. It's not challenging enough, so you're pursuing a promotion. But when you get the promotion, you find out that you're moving to a different department or a different branch, which means you're having to leave behind all your old friends and the like, and that's causing the conflict of, well, do I want to do that or not? Okay, I know, I've been there on that one. I got myself a different job once, went out, done a job interview, it was all good. I got the job, and then I never went for it. I turned it down because I couldn't leave all my old friends. Okay, so the way we do the energies is that is the old, which is ironic, a new. That's going to be the new, and that's going to be our crossing energy, the energy what transitions from one to the other, if you will. Okay, so the full card for being the old. I'm just going to say it is literally a fool. You're feeling foolish. Something's happened to cause the cycle to come to an end, and that's why you're feeling foolish. You've been made to look like a clown. Okay, we got a card coming straight out there, which is the Strength in reverse. We got the Ten of Cups, and we have got the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, so excuse me, I just got to clear my throat. That's better. Right. Well, the Seven of Pentacles is purely backing up that this is an end of a cycle. The Seven of Pentacles is a divine timing card. Lots of people talk about it as like plants growing, seeds being planted, and getting your fruits at the end of your labours. Now, this could be coming across as, was the juice worth the squeeze? Did I tend to it enough? Is the crop worth all the effort I put into it? Is the outcome of this situation worth the effort I put into it? And it's also backing up the fact that it is the end of the cycle. It's the crop picking part of the Seven of Pentacles. Just telling us that this Fool is definitely the end cycle, even though Fools tend to be the beginning. It's the beginning of the journey. It's also a case of, if you take in the imagery of the fact that he's walking from left to right, it's sort of suggesting he's walking from the past to the future. Okay, I think the Fool in this deck is walking from right to left, which is the other way round. And I think the Fool in this deck, I'm just now about to show you, which is my Viking deck, the Fool is actually walking straight off the cliff, pretty much straight towards you, which would be sort of saying, well, that's a fool for the present. Okay, and so this cycle is making you feel a little bit foolish, but it's also making you feel like you're glad to be out of it. You're happy to walk away from it. Okay, because it's made you foolish. Strength in reverse is saying there's a lot of fear. You are literally walking into the unknown. As I said about the job, it could be that you're moving to a new place, or you don't know anyone there. Okay, in a relationship term, perhaps you're the kind of person who's always been with someone, even if it was your parents before you met your person, and then you were with a person, moved in with them, then you broke up with them, and you went and lived with a sibling, and then you found someone else and you moved in with them. You never actually had that time alone, which is what this is kind of like saying with the Strength card, because it's saying like I'm really, really fearing this next step. It's something I've never done before. Okay, maybe now you're breaking up with someone else and you haven't got anyone lined up. There isn't anyone you can go to. Your sibling hasn't got the room for you to stay there anymore. Perhaps both your parents have gone, so you can't go and crash with them. Or perhaps you're just estranged from the family, and that cuts out all of that. Perhaps all your friends have all turned you down, and it's like it's time to get your own place or something like that. But the Strength card is still saying that you need to be strong. You need to pursue this. Okay. Now, the 10 of Cups is telling us this is what you thought was actually your forever person. You met this person, you connected really quick and really well with this person or this situation, and you thought it was going to last forever. This was going to be the one to see you to the end. But then we got the Seven of Pentacles at the bottom, which is now you got to a point where you're saying, well, I'm not sure. There isn't as much of a harvest on here as I thought there would be. I'm not sure there's enough food to sustain me through the cold winter months, because that's the whole idea of harvesting. You get enough food to sustain you through the cold months where nothing grows, into the blooming summer of the following season. Okay, so, or blooming spring of the following season. The World, well, that's good. That is a complete, well, actually, it's a completion. It's almost like they're the wrong way round. Okay, but the World is also telling us that a cycle has come to an end, and now something new is beginning. And it's not, as I said over here with the Strength card in reverse, this isn't something small. This is something big and momentous in your life, because it's the World card coming out telling us there's something starting. No, I didn't do a crossing card. Let's have a quick look at that. What's crossing this? The 9 of Cups. Emotional fulfillment, and your wishes coming true. You're kind of like you're waking up and realizing what you're in isn't what you wished for. Or perhaps your wishes have just changed and you're now kind of been manifesting for something new, and it's come. I just shuffled this deck and the card nearly flipped out. It was the World again. Okay, so we've got a Knight of Cups, we have got the Empress, and we have got the 9 of Cups. So this is talking about, I mean, I've got to clear my throat again. I had a nice mouthful of tea as well. This is talking about the future you want, okay? It's said that the Knight of Cups looks into that cup of love. He has the Ace of Cups, and he sees the reflection of the future he wants. He kind of sees the life he wants, and that is what he is wanting to pursue, but he can't pursue it at the moment because he's on a mission from the King of Cups, because that's what the Knights do. They get sent out by the Kings, okay? So he can't quite pursue what he wants at the moment, but he has decided he now knows what he wants. With the Empress coming out, this is basically saying whatever you've gone through in the old cycle, it was to level you up. Maybe it was to realize what you actually need from a Ten of Cups isn't what you always thought you wanted from a Ten of Cups. Yeah, it's actually suddenly a song just popped into my head, which is if you can't be with the one you love, love the one you're with, or something like that. I can't remember exactly who sang it or anything. It just boom, popped into my head, and it's kind of saying that if you can't be in, well, it's kind of saying that this is, if you can't be in the situation you wanted to be in, yeah, be in the situation you are in. But that's come to an end, and you've realised that just being with or loving the one I'm with is not the same as being with the one you love. And so you've leveled up to an Empress energy. You finally got all those Queen energies all mastered and under your belt, and you're now starting to merge them all together. You're a budding Empress, you're Princess Empress. You're not actually a full out Empress yet, but that's where this cycle is now taking you. This cycle from the reason I'm doing this is because this is the lunar eclipse we just had in Libra, actually, your sign, and that's the solar eclipse, which is happening in Aries on the 8th. Okay, so this is, but those energies affect 1 week either side. Okay, so about now actually is the sort of kind of crossing energy of the lot. So this Empress is telling us that yes, you are becoming an Empress. Yes, things will start to get better. You will be able to discern what is good and what is bad easier. You will have the attractive powers of the Queen of Wands, and things will just start coming towards you. You have the love, and you have the passion to use that love properly, and you're in a stable position with the Queen of Pentacles. With the Nine of Cups coming up the end again, this is now you are pursuing your wishes. You are now working back towards the real Ten of Cups, not what you thought the Ten of Cups was. Crossing this is the Five of Swords. Now, this may feel a little bit like a sacrifice for you. It's kind of, this is the crossing energy is like what influences the rest of the energy. So it's either you've made a sacrifice, an actual sacrifice, and you've turned your back and you've walked away on something, or you could be willing to sacrifice everything to this. So you may still just be hanging on to this at the moment. That fear of letting go of it is keeping you clinging to it just slightly, but you're willing to actually now cut it right out and move on. Okay, and there is, underneath that 5 was the 6 of Wands, the victory. I was going to say so desperately wanted, but it's more being just recognized by it. You're recognizing yourself for your victory in this particular case. And the 9 of Wands, I'm done with fighting, I'm done with defending all the time. The 7 of Cups, this has opened lots and lots of new choices to me. And then the 10 of Swords will be the ending to the old cycle. Okay, finally putting all those swords into it to stop it in its tracks. Right, the Ace of Pentacles. There's something new. This is the something new. Yes, the other two might be sort of like reversed round, if you will, but this is the something new. It's an Ace of Pentacles. It's something starting in stability. It's starting, it's your stability, okay? And it's starting small. You may not realize it's starting small. And I suppose if you like move into a new place, you are starting small. You're starting with a new house, and possibly you don't have any furnishings because of how you've lived from place to place before. So you're starting to buy all your own furnishings. This could be moving in with someone. It doesn't necessarily have to be the fact that maybe this is the first time you are being alone. Maybe it's the first time you're actually living with someone. Okay, and again, you have to, even if you have all your own stuff, you then have to start thinning stuff down, because you don't need 2 of everything. You don't need 2 kettles, you don't need 2 ovens, you don't need 2 sofas, unless you're moving into a mansion with this person, and well, chances are one of you already own that mansion, and you then don't need all the extra things. but it is it's kind of like starting from afresh. You have nothing and you're building everything. What I'm trying to say about that is you don't realize it's starting. Okay, I suppose another way of looking at that is you're moving in with someone you haven't realized it's actually a new start, but it is. It's a new start. What helps you build your stability, makes you more comfortable in the long run, but it takes a while before you get going, or before you realize, oh, look at that, look at that. Basically, that card has come out at every turn so far in this read. Right, so we got the Queen of Wands, we have the Ace of Cups, and we have got the Star card. Sorry, just another. I'm all phlegmy this morning. You're getting a morning read off me, and I'm all phlegmy. It's one of the joys of being a smoker. Right, so the Queen of Wands. Well, this is the attraction energy I talked about in the Empress, and the passion. Now, this is what you're bringing to the table this time. This is what you've learned from your old cycle. How to be you. Okay. Now, the Queen of Wands is quite often said to be sometimes it's called a witch. Maybe some of you are witches in the sense of the word. Maybe you go out, you collect herbs from the wild. Okay, like a hedge witch. I don't actually mean like some evil witch what rides around on a broomstick, but although she's holding a broomstick, maybe no. But getting back to it, it's like the other aspects of the Queen that you have finally mastered. The fact that you can put a mask on and show the world one thing while in a effective I can't think of the right word. In reality, you are actually completely different. Now, that sometimes is seen as a bad trait, but sometimes it's a good trait. You can get on with life while other things are like disturbing you, if you will. It's also the Queen of Wands just seems to be an attractiveness. So everything like emanates towards her. She's always like the center of the party, center of attention. And it's a loyalty aspect the Queen of Wands also demonstrates within tarot, which quite often is overlooked by most readers. She is fiercely, fiercely loyal to those who have supported her, okay? But if anyone crosses her or crosses those who support her, she is the worst enemy to have. And that's why she gets that witch element of the tarot as well. Now, this is also indicating that we have a new love. And it's coming out where this 10 of Cups was. Yeah, your old love, what you thought was your emotional fulfillment, has turned out not to be. So you are now starting to look for a new love. It literally goes from a 10 to an ace as you read across there, and that's how it should work in tarot. Okay, you get to an end of a cycle, you begin a cycle, which is what this read is all about, basically getting to an end of a cycle, beginning a cycle. So this could either be talking about, perhaps it could be someone else who is like that, has those qualities, being centre of attention, what some people would call two-faced and all that, but maybe you're on their good side and they're fiercely loyal for you and they're helping you, and there is a new love budding and forming within that. With the Star card coming out here, this is doing two things for me. This is emphasizing the attractiveness of the Queen of Wands, the focal point, the center of attention, the limelight, if you will, the star of the day. But it's also telling us this is all about your hopes and dreams. The star is also known as the wish. Okay, you're putting your intentions out there. As I said here, you've been manifesting something else. Maybe you haven't realized it, but you have. And that's what this water coming out of the cups is all about. It's being manifested and poured into the 3D world, the real world. And obviously when you pour water onto the ground, it allows things to grow. Yeah, so that's your manifestation growing in the 3D world. And she's also pouring the water into the river. And that's what a lot of tarot readers call the energy stream, where we pull our energies from the river, and it's full of currents and things. That's why sometimes it might resonate with you and sometimes it don't, because I'm putting on different currents. Okay, so and of course, that's then going up into the ether where other people pick up on it on the 5D, and it grows in the 5D. Eventually, your manifestations grow to a point where you then kick into having your manifestations come true. But sometimes you don't realize that they come true, because what you're getting in return for what you thought you were asking for could be two totally different things. Quite often the universe gives you what you need, not what you want. Okay, and so the Page of Swords is crossing this. Now, this is disappointment. Okay, this is disappointment with whatever's finishing is finishing. It's also sort of could be quite dramatic ending. Okay, there could be a lot of drama involved in the ending. And then that void space in between the ending and the beginning. The best way to describe this energy here is imagine the moon. The moon travels from one zodiac sign to another, and each different zodiac sign it is in gives you the different aspects of that zodiac sign throughout the period is in that thing, especially if you're a Cancerian, because you're ruled by the moon, but you're not, you're a Libran. But there's I can't remember what it's called, a stage of transit or a void or something. There is moments of time when it's in between star signs, right, as it's passing from one into another, and that is sort of those moments of clarity, if you will, when you're sitting there and you're not getting affected by any other star signs' emotions, and you're just dealing with everything what's happened. Yeah, we've all had those moments where we sat there and there's just like, oh, time to take stock. What the hell just happened here? Yeah, okay, before the next thing starts going again. And so it's kind of like that. That's why it's here as well. This is you processing the fact that you feel disappointed with this ending, and the fact that there has been drama about it. You're taking stock of that and dealing with that before moving on to the future energy. I haven't done it on all the reads, but I have done it on most of the reads. So I'm going to just quickly throw some sort of person card out to see if we can find who may be the person who is helping you or hindering you with all this. I'm putting it as a person of help, and that's why I put it in the middle here. Now, this could have a lot to do with a younger fire sign. This could be... so it is a parent-child type age gap, you being the parent in this particular case, you being the older person. With this card coming out, they suddenly put a new spin on this. Maybe you're not actually fearing for yourself. Maybe you're fearing for them. Maybe they're walking away from you and things like that. Maybe they're flying the nest and stuff like that. Maybe they're going and living with the partner for the first time. All the very similar things I said about that part of it, but perhaps it's their energy which is going through that particular ending of the cycle. And why is it your ending? Well, because it's marking an end of an era for you as well. If they're moving out and living in with someone else, your child has left you. It happens. We've all done it to our parents at some point. If you haven't done it with your parents, you will at some point. But that's kind of like what I did at. So yes, it is to do with a younger fire sign. It could be that this could be just that you are moving onto this side for the sake of your younger fire sign. Okay, maybe it's your child, maybe it's someone you know, and maybe it's someone you know and you're allowing them to move in. Maybe you're allowing that as I said here, maybe it's like a moving from place to place in between homes, and maybe you're letting them into your home for a while, letting them surf your sofa for a bit. But anyway round it is, you probably know what it's more likely to be than me. All I'm doing is pulling on the energies around the situation. You're the ones that are actually in that situation. Well, this is the end of the read for you all, Librans. Hopefully it resonates with you. If it does, that is fantastic. If it don't panic too much. As I said, maybe you're just in the middle of a cycle and not at the end of a cycle yet. There is another set of eclipses coming up, and don't by all means just think because there's eclipses that's when the only time when cycles start and finish. Cycles start and finish all the time. There's always new triggering points. Every new moon is a new start of some description at some point in your life. every full moon is a conclusion. Normally these work in tandem with the star signs they're in, which are normally 6 months apart. So when there is a new moon in Aries, like we're going to be having on the 8th, yeah, you can track that back about 6 months ago where there was a full moon in Aries, okay, and that would have been the completion. So yeah, and the gap between them is that void, which I was talking about here. You have a bigger gap to get things going again. But anyway, if it didn't resonate with you, don't worry too much. Maybe you're not in the cycle. Maybe you are working from a different aspect of your birth chart. Go and check out that All Signs Overview. If it did resonate with you, that is fantastic. Feel free to hit that thumbs up button for me. And if you haven't already subscribed and you would like to, hit the subscribe button as well. There is always the comment box. You can let me know if this is resonating with you in any way, shape or form in that comment box. And I'll try to get back to you as quick as I can. Until the next time I catch you on one of my videos, Libra, you be good out there.